Yo, what is up, y'all? It's Cone back here again tonight with another video. At first, I was thinking about making a recap video, talking about all the games. There were some fun performances between, like, Kyrie had a great game, Giannis had a great game against the Thunder, stuff like that. But I have to talk about Shai, just for a little bit. I know, I make a lot of videos on him. Some of y'all are probably sick of hearing his name, especially in even my recap videos. I've talked about him a lot. If you follow me on Twitter, I tweet about him a lot. Link in the description, by the way, to that. Also, while you're down there, like and subscribe. But Shai has been absolutely incredible. He is OKC's franchise player. He is the guy that I personally believe can be the best player on our team when we go win a championship. We're building around him. He's one of the best players in the league, and he is proving all of that right now. What he has been doing since the All-Star break in particular has been absolutely phenomenal. He's been one of the best players in the NBA period since the All-Star break, putting up ridiculous numbers left and right. I know a lot of y'all are going to say, oh, they're not winning games. That's not the goal. Right now, Shai's playing alongside, due to injuries, to like Lou Dort, Mike Muscala, Ty Jerome, Kenrich Williams, Derek Favors, amongst others. Right now, Shai's playing next to like 8 other guys, 7 of which have been in the G League at some point this season. Only Shai and Bazley right now in our normal rotation have not played G League time over the course of this season. So right now we're really thin, due a lot of injuries. So Shai's doing a lot with a little. And the way that he has played, the way that he has absolutely dominated the game offensively and really stepped it up defensively, Shai's been one of the best players in the league since the All-Star break, and we need to talk about it. Shai right now he's doing incredible things. He's legitimately unguardable the way he's been playing tonight against the Bucks, with Drew Holiday and Javon Carter guarding him, who are 2 really solid guard defenders, as well as going at Giannis multiple times in the paint. Shai dropped 33 points, 8 rebounds, 14 assists on efficient shooting. He was perfect from 3. I believe he was 3 of 3. He could have missed. There was nothing they could do. And it's a combination of everything. Scoop layups, getting to the basket legitimately at will. I don't know if there's a player in the league that can keep Shai in front of them when he wants to get to the basket. Right hand, left hand, offhand finishes, floaters, turnaround mid-ranges, 3-pointers, like I mentioned, one from the logo. There was nothing they could do. And when they collapsed on him, because you have to, if you want to stop him from, like I said, getting to the rim at will, he's going to hit you with these crazy assists. Like I mentioned, 14 of them, which is a career high. There's nothing the Bucks could do. Sure, the rest of the team didn't provide a lot of help, but in the minutes Shai played, he was a +4 in a 27-point loss, which should kind of show you how good he was tonight. And not even just this game, but over the course of the entire post-All-Star break games, I believe we've played 7 at this point, Shai is averaging 33.3 points per game, 6 rebounds, 6.7 assists, 2 steals, just under 1 block, shooting 56.6% from the field and 36% from 3. So remember those 3-point worries that people had? Those are completely gone. He has absolutely figured things out. He's shooting in rhythm, catch and shoot shots. That step back is starting to fall. His release looks more fluid. He's killing it in the mid-range. You cannot stop him on some of his just kind of on a dime mid-range shots. He's shooting turnarounds, faders on the baseline. There's nothing you can do to stop him when he wants to score. When he is looking to score the basketball, he's one of the better scorers in this entire league. Don't believe me? You know who has been leading the NBA in points scored since the All-Star break? Shai Gilgeous-Alexander. And he's 3rd in total points per game since that All-Star break. He has been absolutely ridiculous. There's nothing they can do. And we faced some good teams too. Like, we faced the Suns. We faced the Bucks tonight. We faced the Nuggets the other night. Shai is doing such incredible things. There's no one can do anything to stop him. And it sucks that we're not getting a lot of national media attention. We're going to get a lot more. Trust me, when this team kind of starts to figure things out and begins competing, Shai is going to very quickly become a household name, because in my opinion, already he's easily a top 25 player in this league. You can disagree with me. I did a quick thing on my notes app. I feel pretty good about that statement. Maybe if I took longer, he's more like 26. But right now, screw it. He's top 25 in the league, one of the better scorers. He's figuring out the efficiency issues. He's getting to the line more. He's gotten so good at drawing contact, getting defenders up in the air. I feel like he has one of the most underrated bags in the entire game. Between the legs dribbles, just these like quick behind the back dribbles, his ability to stop and go on legitimately a dime, step back jumpers. His ball fake is really good. The other day, he got one really good, drilling a mid-range shot after getting like hit off of his feet. Shai Shai is doing everything. Something that Michael Cage says, which if you don't know, he's one of our play-by-play guys. Michael Cage always calls Shai the hardest working man in basketball, and I really feel like that's a good way to put it. He has to work for so many of his looks, especially because Josh Giddey has missed some time and he might continue to miss some more time. So Shai doesn't have another primary facilitator to help him out creating shots for others. So not only does he have to create his own shot, but he has to create for others. And like I mentioned, 6.7 assists since the All-Star break. He's absolutely doing that, along with 33 points per game. If he doesn't score 30, it feels like a rough game for him. And the fact that not only is he scoring 30, but he's flipped the narrative completely. Because earlier in the season, there were all these people saying like, oh, Shai's struggling from the field. His jumper's broken. He's inefficient. He can't do this. He can't do that. I can't believe OKC gave him that contract. It's gone. Shai's completely figured it out. He took some time to rest coming off of that ankle injury, and he's completely back to the player that I know he can be. Many other Thunder fans know he can be. He's the guy he was last season, but somehow even better. And the fact that this is only his 4th season, players aren't supposed to be this good in their 4th season. Yet Shai is. I'm sure some of y'all are also going to come on this video and say things like, oh, it's empty stats. He's doing it on a bad team, so these are just inflated numbers. It's the exact opposite of that. The little amount of help that Shai has had, especially with spacing, for a guy who loves to drive to the basket, it should theoretically really hinder his performance. It should make him less efficient. It should make him score less points because it's hard to get to the basket when teams are absolutely collapsing, and Shai has been one of the most double-teamed players in the entire league over the course of this season. So that empty stats thing doesn't make sense. And you know what? While I'm here, the empty stats argument is dumb. It does not apply to young players like this. Empty stats is like when an older guy who's never been very good goes to a bad team just because they kind of need bodies, and he goes in and scores like a career high in points. That's the example of empty stats. Not a guy like Shai who's making something out of really nothing a lot of nights. The last couple guys that we've talked about that some people have been like, oh, empty stats, were guys like Devin Booker, someone who just went to the NBA Finals and was arguably the best player on that team. He was probably going to win Finals MVP if they did win that series. Zach LaVine, who's one of the better players on a team that is rising up quickly in the ranks in the Eastern Conference. They're one of the top 4 seeds out in the East right now. They've been phenomenal when they're fully healthy. Those are 2 guys. There have been so many guys that have had that argument put against them, and it never really works out. I feel like anytime someone goes, oh, this young guy's putting up empty stats, it's just because they don't have help yet. And help is coming for Shai. We're going to get a top 5 pick, hopefully, lottery doesn't screw us, coming to help him out. Another year of development and chemistry building with Giddey, Lou Dort, Trey Mann, who has been incredible over the course of this season. Darius Baisley has been great defensively. If we get a legitimate center / lob threat on this team, and you get some shooters around Shai, this team can go really high really fast. I really feel like this team is really working towards becoming a play-in team within the next year or so. I would not be surprised if we get a top 5 pick and this team is in the play-in tournament, at least in the conversation for it next year. And some of y'all might think that's crazy, but that's how good Shai is. That's how far Shai can carry this team. And with the young guys developing, that's where we can go. That's the way we're working. And Shai has said multiple times, the goal is to be one of the best teams in the league very soon. And I believe Shai is capable of leading us there. 100%. Shai is a guy that you can build your franchise around. He's a guy that can be your best scorer. He can be the number 1 option on a championship team. Absolutely, in my mind. Shai is going to make at this point, if he continues scoring the way he has, he's going to finish this season averaging over 25 points per game on league average or above efficiency. And for the way that he really started kind of slow coming off of that foot injury, that's incredible. So really, this whole video is to say that Shai's really good. I don't think you need me to tell you that unless you do. If you haven't watched Thunder games, seriously, watch Thunder games. Even if it's just for a little bit, just go see what Shai is doing, or at least go watch the highlights. Go watch what Shai has done over the course of this season, and more specifically what he's doing right now, because it is super fun to watch. He is one of the most underrated players in the league by casual fans. I know more hardcore fans understand how good Shai is, but because the national media doesn't cover OKC, I know we're bad, so I don't really expect them to, especially as a smaller market. But when we get better, Shai's going to very quickly become that household name. And I can't wait for that because people are going to realize how good this guy is pretty soon. Maybe not yet, but pretty soon. So I just wanted to kind of ramble for a bit about how good Shai is. It's been incredible to watch, and it is so cool to know that you have a guy to build your franchise around. I tweeted this out earlier, but maybe I actually might do it. I really want to get like that photo or like that tweet screenshot from Woj when he tweeted out that the Thunder were getting Shai in the Paul George trade. I want to get that framed and printed out and framed and stuff on my wall. I think that would be kind of funny. Let me know if you want to see that in the comment section below. But really, Shai's great. If you have been watching Shai over the course of this season, because I'm sure some of you have not, and like I said, if you haven't, go watch back what he's been doing. It's been incredible, especially these last 7 or so games. Just go watch the highlights. It's been amazing. But let me know if you're as high on Shai as I am, because I know I'm a Thunder fan, I'm biased, but also I feel like I watch him way more than almost anybody, so I also kind of understand how good he is. So it's this kind of weird dilemma, but let me know what you think about Shai in the comment section below. This was kind of just a ramble. I didn't really have like a full path of things I wanted to say, but I think I got my point across. Shai's great, one of the best players in the league. Top 25, let's go with that. One of the better young players, and he's gonna win a championship someday. Future Finals MVP, Shai Gilgeous-Alexander. Mark it down right now. What's today's date? It's Wednesday, March 8th, 2022. Right now, predicting, speaking it into existence, that Shai is going to be a future Finals MVP for the Oklahoma City Thunder. Book it. I appreciate y'all watching. I'll see y'all later. Real one.